unbelievable. I still cannot find the words to describe what we've seen tonight, as Manchester United have been absolutely humiliated by 7-0 at Anfield. These type of results obviously don't happen very often, and when they do, they bring on anger, they bring in shock, they bring in disbelief, they can sometimes bring in overreaction, and you're trying to battle all those elements in your head to work out what this really means and what really happened tonight. At the end of the day, the first thing I'll say is I have to hold this. We have to hold this as a fan base. The players have to hold this, and every single one of them players dropped their heads today. Every single one of them players today gave up. Every single one of them players today threw the towel in. We can talk about tactics. We can talk about Bruno maybe starting on the left when he shouldn't. We can talk about why didn't Rashford start up front. You can talk about little tweaks like that. When it got to 2-0, why didn't Ten Hag do this and that? But as a professional footballer, as an amateur footballer playing Sunday League, when you cross the white line, you are signing, not even an unwritten contract, because these players have signed written contracts, but you are signing on the dotted line to say that you will give everything. There is a level that you will not go below. And that was like the Manchester United of old. The performance was. The only saving grace that we have now is the fact that we do have Erik Ten Hag, and the fact that actually all that's gone before this game, which is real, the progress is real, is there. And Hayley touched on it in her match view, and a lot of other people have touched on it, that although this is the lowest of the low and this is embarrassing and this will hurt, this will hurt tonight, this will hurt tomorrow morning when all the media are talking about us and all the memes are happening, my phone's blowing off, you guys' phones blowing off, all your family, your friends, etc. This will hurt. And more importantly, it will hurt the players, right? But there is that feeling of, you know what? We can bounce back from this. I do have that. And I am deadly honest with you guys. As much as this hurts, I am thinking Erik Ten Hag will fix it. Erik Ten Hag will fix it. He has to fix it. Look, when you get a result as damning as this, the focus switched to how damaged are the players from this. Because that is, I thought it couldn't get any worse than the Manchester City game. I didn't think it could get any worse than that. 4-0 down at half time, losing 6-3, couple of consolation goals, etc., etc. In the end, we lost by 3 goals, but it felt worse. This was worse. This was worse than Brentford. This was worse than the City game. And Liverpool, and another annoying thing is Liverpool didn't need to be that good once again to destroy us. They did the same at Old Trafford last year, 5-0. They didn't have to be great that day because we just gave them the goals. They didn't have to be great at Anfield last year when they smashed us 4-0. We just gave them the goals. And again, that was the same today. I sat here on the stream at about 40 minutes, just before Gakpo scored. In the moment before Gakpo scored, I was like, look how far we've come. We're literally outplaying Liverpool at the moment. We're having the best chances. We're just not scoring. It did worry me. I was saying that was what was annoying me. But at the same time, we look quite comfortable. And one lapse of concentration and that domino effect, that snowball effect just crept in. And you get in at 1-0 and you're thinking, right, okay, you know what? What we have proved this year is that we can bounce back. The mentality is there. And then we come out and concede the most stupidest goal you would ever think we would concede. Again, Luke Shaw just plays a stupid blind pass and we're at 6s and 7s. And then it just got calamitous from then. And you know what? It was every single player that was bad today. But I want to talk about these players. I want to talk about Varane, who you know what I think about Raphael Varane. He's amazing. I love him. He's my favourite. I want to talk about Casemiro, Martinez, Luke Shaw, and Bruno. Now, obviously, they weren't the only 5 players on the pitch, right? But in terms of the linchpin in the team and the spine and the core of the real leaders in the team, those are the players we look to. We've all been waxing lyrical about how good Casemiro is. We've all been waxing lyrical about how good Varane is, how good Martinez is. And Luke Shaw's been the best left back in the league this year. He's been absolutely unbelievable. And all those things are true. But the way those guys play today, when you have that many of your key players off form, it's infectious. It's infectious. On a good day, you can carry half a play of bad performance at Anfield on a good day. Because to win there, everyone's got to be at it. Everyone's got to be at it. But when you have that many players making mistakes, that many players off the boil, that many players throwing the towel in essentially, and playing like they're just zapped of all confidence and ability, we're asking for trouble. And again, I'm not going in on them, because collectively I'm going in on all the players. I'm going in on the mentality of all of them. I'm going in on the fact that they gave up, the fact that that looked like last year in this moment. But it's like you want the ground to swallow you up. I just want it to be Thursday. I just want it to be Real Betis at home right now. I want it to be that game tomorrow, you know? And one thing that we have seen from this team is that we bounce back from adversity. Not adversity as bad as this. We haven't experienced that. But Ten Hag will learn from this. This team, I'm sure, will learn from this. And this is, you don't even want to call it a blip, because of how embarrassing it was. It doesn't feel like that now. Everyone's going to weigh in on us. Absolutely. But we do still need to remember that although we conceded 7 goals, we lost 3 points. We didn't lose 7 points. We lost 3 points. We've got games in hand. And the best thing out of today is that there's a chance to recover. There's a game just around the corner. We're still fighting for other trophies. And this was the reason why, reluctantly, the talk of the title, and, we allowed ourselves to dream. We allowed ourselves to get a bit carried away. And football is the leveler. Football is the humbler. The Liverpool fans will be absolutely raining on us. And I deserve it. I want to say to AGT, I got to hold it. I sat there on DR Sports and in this very studio talking about the preview for this game, talking about how awful Liverpool are, how crap their midfielders are, etc., etc. I've got to hold it. That's part and parcel of what we do as content creators. I've got to hold it. As a football fan, you go through the ups and downs. But I'm backing this team to bounce back. I'm backing Eric Ten Hag to fix it. What did they run? 13K after the Brentford game? God knows what they're going to be running tomorrow morning. Hopefully he's made the players, they always have to walk back to Manchester from Liverpool, is what they should be doing, walking down the motorway, with how bad that was. But in all honesty, having a manager like Eric Ten Hag now, this is where we're really going to find out how well he has our team, tapped in. Because we've gone away to the new camp, good performances. We've beaten all the big boys at home. We've showed fight. We've showed that we can come back. We've won our first cup. And literally 7 days ago, we won our first cup. And 7 days later, we put in a performance like that. So for me, I'm not, I've never been the type to sit here and shout and rant and all of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, there's no point in doing that now. We need to move on as quickly as possible from this. It's going to hurt. Like I always say, batten down the hatches, bite down on the gum shield and show what a team we are, and prove, forget the rest of the world, prove to the fans and them and ourselves, in terms of the players in-house, prove to us that was a blip. That is the challenge. Prove that was a blip. And I think that we will do that. I think that we will go on to show that, that never happens again. So what can I say? Lost for words, speechless, angry, confused, dazed, embarrassed. All of the above. I've got to hold it. My phone's been going off, but it is what it is. I'm lost for words. So hopefully we bounce back very, very quickly, like I think we will. And that's all I have to say, because it's absolutely shocking.